Hey, fucking idiots. This week, John has some family stuff to attend to, so it's just going to be me. Me and, of course, an amazing guest. And rather than talk about a wrestler and talk about their whole career, what we're going to do is something we did another time that got a lot of great feedback when this lady came on. Her name is Allison Dorr. She owns Howl and Roar Records, and she has her own show on Sirius XM Radio on channel 168, Canada Laughs. We're just going to talk about how hot she thinks Randy Orton is. Now, the first time we did this, it was Cody Rhodes. There's basically two phases of Cody Rhodes. Brown hair Cody Rhodes, Hollywood Cody Rhodes. All right? Randy Orton has many phases, so we're going to talk a lot about Randy Orton. Also, the great thing about this is Allison doesn't know jack shit about professional wrestling, so what's going to happen is we're going to get to talk about all the terrible things Randy did. And Allison's going to be news to Allison, but she's in the waiting room right now and just heard me say that, so now it might not be news. But technology, please don't fail me. Ladies and gentlemen, Allison Dorr.
Okay, Dylan, I'm thrilled to see you. But let
Thank
me
you.
just
I like
say,
that we both have adopted the one knee hunch, clearly.
yeah, listen,
Yeah.
mister, I
Yes.
don't know jack shit. I know
Some
a
shit.
little.
Okay.
I haven't been in the loop in a long time, but there was a time when I knew some shit.
Well, you
But
worked at The Score,
yes,
which is a sports network in Canada,
it
where
was.
you and a mutual friend of ours, Bryn Potty, you both got literally waterboarded with wrestling because you just had to watch it. So you just by osmosis had to see Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton.
Okay, but I had a history before that of deking in and
Yes.
out in wrestling, right? So I
Yes.
just don't, okay, this is not going to be wrestling heavy. I'm not in it. I'm here to objectify the men.
Honestly,
So I don't want
it
to
never
lead
is.
anyone, but I'm not a complete noob, is all I'm saying. I'm not a totally.
And that makes it so much more fun because you know what? Wrestling podcasts are pretty much populated by guys who are just talking about weird specifics.
Yeah.
And this is just purely objectification of a man.
Yeah, straight
So-
up. Oh, and with Randy, oh boy. Also, we do have to tell the listeners that last time I was here when we were talking about Cody Rhodes, you did ruin him for me.
Well, I'm going to try and do that with Randy Orton. And I think, honestly, so wait a minute. Can I say this? Because I cut myself off here, but effectively, I have ruined Cody Rhodes for you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
How did I do that?
So Cody Rhodes has always been like my number one dreamboat. But also, here's the thing
Yes.
with Cody Rhodes is that I also felt like, he's a go-getter. Like he works hard. He's not maybe the most technically proficient wrestler. Like I think he's pretty good, but he's not. But he's like gorgeous, and then also like tries hard, and so it's like it was kind of like a total package. And then the more we talked about him, we talked about the neck tattoo, and we talked about some choices he's making now, and like how he's trying to go Hollywood. And the more we talked about it, the more I was like, oh no, like the bloom has come off the rose.
So,
I don't
yeah.
love. I
in
see him
the-
differently now.
So he started out, when you started liking him, he was a young go-getter, and then he became the guy. He kind of became the guy he didn't want to be.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the veneers. It's really the veneers.
Oh God, don't get me started on the veneers again. Because I hate veneers. I like a unique tooth.
I think veneers are creepy, but here's something. I think Randy Orton, looking back at pictures of him, has actually gotten more and more attractive with age.
Oh,
Like he's changed how he looks.
Do you know what I realized today?
What?
Randy Orton is slightly younger than me. And that feels rude. That feels like an attack on me.
He just feels old because he's been on TV since the dawn of time.
Yeah, I just feel like it's when I realize like that can't that's not right. That's not fair.
So what I'm going to do here, and now, mind you, I am not good with technology. See,
We zoomed
check
down
that
a
out.
bit. Yeah. You can see my parents' guest room and their Bamf over there.
We're going to do a screen. Wait a minute. Share screen? Slides? This is all news to me. This will all be cut out.
Will it? Leave it
Allows
in.
screen
You look
register
great.
stream. I'm gonna say that allow menu website mute. Wait a minute. Notepad family vacations entire screen. Let's do entire screen. Allow. All right. So now, can they see my screen? No. Now it's just me bigger than you, which feels like an attack on you for some reason.
I'm okay with it. The lighting. I just drove 5 hours to get here, so my setup's not the best.
You know what? You drove 5 hours just specifically to look at these pictures of Randy Orton I downloaded off the internet, right?
I'm slightly blue. I can't believe you have pictures that this is interactive.
Okay, this
Oh,
is
here we
actually
go.
aggressive because now it's like a picture of my screen with us on it. So
I
it goes
know.
on
That's
forever.
a lot. That
This-
it's we're in the Matrix now.
all I all I wanted to do was look at this picture of Randy Orton.
Oh
Can you see that
God.
picture?
Oh my God. Yeah, I can see it. Oh goddamn right I can see it.
There you go. See, this
Yeah,
is Randy
look at
Orton,
him.
This is the first incarnation of Randy Orton.
And it's still great. And he's a little bit Kurt Russell in this picture.
Then there you go, get
Right?
down here. Now here's the thing Randy Orton said is that they made him start wearing black trunks
Yeah.
because his penis is too big.
Okay.
Comments on that.
I'll be honest with you. When I hear someone has a big penis, it's not a pro for me. That's terrifying a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, when someone's like, "The guy's got a giant dick," I'm like, then he can get away from me, okay? There's
You can
only
just see me
so
shutting
much.
down my VPN. Sorry, go for it.
Yeah.
No, I don't
There-
want to update Nord. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, there's only so much I can handle, quite frankly. And so to me, that's not a pro. I'm not
Okay.
excited about that. I'm scared.
So, but we note here we got ourselves a butt chin. We got a lollipop.
But there's like a
very nice.
jaw there. Yeah, there's something in
Yeah.
his mouth that's attractive. He's got nice eyes. Look at that chest. I
Look at
bet
that.
that's like butter. I bet you could just rub that and it's smooth and soft. I bet he moisturizes.
And then we
I
got
bet
notice
you know
this, only some tattoos right now. He's got
Fake-
only a couple navy tattoos.
yeah. And I'll tell you, fake tanner, they often there's like a pleasant scent to it. I bet his skin smells great and feels great. You know what I mean?
Now, was that the first Randy Orton that you met? Was that the first time you saw Randy Orton? Or which Randy Orton was it? Was it Legacy Randy Orton that you had seen
So
first?
I remember because I was in like watching a lot of wrestling from like 2000 to maybe 2003, and then I was
Mhm.
out for a bunch of years, and then I came back in when I was at the Score.
Mhm.
So it probably like 2013 Randy Orton. So yeah, it would have been maybe a little bit before Legacy.
A little bit before Legacy. Very interesting.
Wait. What year is it? No, it would have been earlier than 2013. That's when I started at Sirius XM.
Okay.
I don't know time or years. So, I mean,
So where does that? I'm gonna say right now. What's your initial reaction to that Randy Orton?
oh,
we
that
just
Randy
saw?
Orton's great. Like, I
So-
do think he's had a glow up in a way, but like
Okay.
that Randy Orton, I have a halfie. Like, I see it immediately. I go, yeah.
If I could not be disgusting, but kind of
Mhm.
disgusting. Let's say not a full wet on, but like
Mhm.
it rained.
It's damp.
It's England.
It's damp.
England.
Yeah, exactly.
It
Misty.
has
Yeah,
rained.
it's misty. No, for sure, for sure. I also kind of want to do a disclaimer. Like, I don't think that you can wreck Randy Orton for me because he's in a very separate category for me than Cody Rhodes is.
What do you mean?
So Randy Orton for me, like Cody Rhodes, I think is yes, he's very hot. Okay, he's delicious. He can get it.
Mm-hmm.
But Randy Orton is in this level, like it's more animalistic. It's like, and also he's in this category where, look, if there's a guy and as soon as I see him, I go, oh, he can get it. That guy probably is an asshole. Okay, I have
But
very.
this is the thing. What kind
I
of
have-
asshole are we talking about? So, by the way, I should say this because this is most people are. So the video is just for our $10 patrons. So most people are going to be
What?
listening to
Guys,
this
you
on
paid for
audio.
this?
They pay for the video, so
'Kay,
I'm
I
doing
get
a very
it.
bad job. So what I will say is the Randy Orton picture that we showed Allison was
Mm.
Intercontinental Title Evolution Randy Orton, first wave Randy Orton.
Yes.
Yeah, not
When he was-
where
yeah,
the drop kick
very-
was his finisher, but like he's just started doing the RKO, but he does it in that really weird way.
Yes, and so I might not have even I might have come in a little bit later on Randy Orton than this. And,
Okay.
yeah, just the one shoulder tattoo, that's about it. And not quite as lean, like, he's leaner later. S this
So
Randy Orton
this is the Randy Orton that you met where he's like,
yes, this might have been around when I came in, yeah.
so this is after, obviously this shook wrestling to its core, but this is after the Chris Benoit. This is
Yeah.
legacy Randy Orton. He's leaned down quite a bit. He does kind of look like a muscular penis.
Yeah, he shaved his head, which Randy, you've got hair, use it. You know what I mean?
I like it though. I like the buds.
Oh,
He always, so Randy Orton was in the Marines, but he was discharged,
mhm,
and they made a movie. WWE used to make
yes,
movies, and they
they
were gonna
did.
make yeah, Marine. Do you know the story about
Oh,
this?
they still make movies, friend, but
Oh,
they've
they
just
do.
started oh, yes, but they've just started putting actors in them instead of wrestlers.
Which sucks, which is dumb.
I mean, it both sucks, but also they've made some great movies. They've got some horrors out there that are pretty fun.
Well, that's the like what they should go for. But
Yeah.
so this, do you know the story about Randy Orton?
No.
Okay, so he was going to be in a movie franchise that John Cena had done called The
Right. The
Marine,
Marine, yeah, I remember that.
and then he was going to be in it, and the Marines said no because he had been dishonorably discharged because he's such a piece of shit. The Marines, all of the Marines
Okay,
said no.
today I was looking up his IMDb because I thought he did do like the Marine 6 or something, but I think did Miz take it over instead?
The Miz took it over.
Yeah, that's not as good. The Miz, can I tell you this right now? And like, look, no, all of these guys, I get it. I'm not a treat, but let me just say, the Miz can't get it.
Really?
Yeah, there's something about him. He reminds me of someone I don't care for. There's
He's
something
got
about him.
old skin.
He I don't know if that's how I would have described him, but I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah, there's just something about him where I go, no, I can't. It's dry in here.
So that it's dry out.
Mm.
It's fully, what would you say, Arizona?
Yeah, it's an arid, dry heat. It's not
This is
pleasant.
arid, dry heat. So
Yeah.
this is legacy Randy Orton. Would you say
Yeah.
this is better or worse? We'll kind of do it like a tournament. Is this
Okay.
better or worse than Randy Orton?
So for
Yeah.
me, I mean, this picture is also kind of not like the look on his face is like I'm literally about to murder someone. Like
Yeah,
it's
it looks
a
like you
little
found a
bit.
kid in the audience that he's like, yum yum.
Yeah, exactly. So this picture is not necessarily great. Um, the look is good. I will say I don't like it when they get a little bit too little body fat. You know what I mean?
Okay, because here's the thing about him is like he, like obviously had to stop doing steroids in a hurry, so that his
Well,
upper
yeah,
body
there's
went to nothing, but his lower body, like he kept big
his
thighs.
thighs.
I'll try and
His
yeah, I'll
thighs don't
try and
quit. We're gonna have a long talk about his thighs.
okay. Could we start
Um,
now?
well, because when I was at the score, I briefly had a wrestling blog, and once I decided to give awards, this was before Me Too, guys. I decided to give awards to different body parts.
I like that. You're the first woman that I've ever met that said this is pre-B too.
Well, and this
Now
is
the whole world's full of losers.
I had a conversation with someone recently about like how come women can still get away with saying stuff about men. And I go, look, I objectify a lot of men,
A
and
lot.
I like a lot, and I reckon it, but it's playful, it's fun. Also, women don't tend to rape and then murder men, and so I feel like it's a little less threatening. Um,
Mm.
also, Randy Orton doesn't care what I say. You know what I
Do you,
mean? He's like, who's this bitch? I don't care.
well, we're gonna learn why Randy Orton doesn't really care about what you say. Here we
Okay,
go. All right, so this is Randy
wait,
Orton. This
okay,
is
wait, no, but
I
wait,
think
my
some
list
of
of
a
best body
representation of.
parts.
Okay, I'm just trying to add this to the stream. Is this
Okay,
working? Your list of best body parts for Randy Orton?
no,
You
it was
list that
so
while
I
I try and get this working.
I gave like I picked a bunch of wrestlers. So like best butt was Kofi Kingston.
Okay.
Best right whatever. And so Randy Orton was best thighs because he does have the best thighs. The muscles are defined, but they're thick and meaty. They're very tan. They're well, you could take look, I could take a bite out of this. obviously this little grouping. I mean, no offense to Ted DiBiase Jr.
I was gonna
He's
say, like, the only one in Legacy that doesn't get a full wet on is Ted DiBiase.
yeah, no, I don't. It's like he doesn't even exist. Like right now, I'm putting my hand up on the screen so I just see Cody and Randy. Because that's to me the two of them together. Oh no, I fell in the middle. Oh god. I'm gonna think about that later.
It just stopped sharing the picture for some reason. This is
Because
classic
it's
wrestler
getting
new
to
technology.
the computer knew I couldn't handle it. It was like
The
she can't.
computer was worried about being
Yeah.
soaked to death.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. That's Randy Orton. Literally, I think has like a perfect. If you're like me and you love a meaty thigh, like that is, I want to bite it.
You know, my wife also says this, which is upper man thigh is the most disgusting thing in the world because it never sees the light of day. And this
Mm.
is, of course, you know, her era of men was like the knees is where the shorts
Yes.
went to.
Yes.
We're talking about
Well, no, and
jorts. We're
Randy,
talking about and one shorts.
what Randy Orton wears
Redefines that.
underwear for a living, right? And so he's very he's hair free, he's moisturized, he's tanned, he's
Oh
so that
yeah,
whole thigh is just a beautiful hunk of meat.
yeah, and that it's just crazy that I never really put it together where it's like you just wanted to bang Legacy, but like Ted DiBiase Jr. no dice.
No, Ted can hold a camcorder in the corner,
Well, he's
you
crying.
know? Yeah.
He's crying.
And there's nothing again, there's nothing wrong with Ted. He's just not my jam, man. You know? Also, what happened to him? Did he get injured and just go away, or is he still there?
He just like they just so there was like a John Cena was like Ted DiBiase Jr. is going to main event WrestleMania, and then they just kind of like they started doing this weird thing where they just made you lose to see if you were a team player, and then they're like, if you're really good, you can lose sometimes, and then he lost, and then everyone was like, oh, this guy sucks, and his career just kind of ended. It's very
Well,
weird.
it's interesting to me, like who has charisma and who doesn't, and who has performance. And I just there's never been anything really about Ted DiBiase Jr. that drew me in.
See, that's why I think
Like,
Randy Orton's really excelled is he's just a guy from that era who's still around.
and he's also just, I think he kind of knows himself, right? He's a bit of a dick. He
Oh,
knows it. He
I mean, a
plays it
bit
up.
is going to
Okay,
be
I know.
challenged. This
No,
is what
and
I'm
that's fine.
excited for.
This is what I was going to say earlier. Okay, is that and when I was saying like I already know he's the worst. He's the kind of guy that it's like I'd hit it, but then I'd like wouldn't tell anybody. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, I don't want
But
people
why?
to know
So why wouldn't you tell anybody?
because I
In
think he's
your
an asshole. Like not okay. Look, if no, if it's Randy Orton and he's a wrestler and he's all that kind of stuff, and none of my friends know him, sure, I'd probably be like, I hit that. But if it was like, I feel like people who knew both of us would be like, Allison, that doesn't seem like, I feel like you talk a lot about how women deserve better than this, and I'd be like, I do, but it's so hot.
but also like fuck off. Well, yeah, I'll make myself big again. But
Yeah.
so what I'm gonna say is, have you seen Randy Orton lately?
I mean, like I've googed him, but I haven't seen him in the ring or anything. Why? What are you
Not
going
in
to
the
show me?
ring.
Show me
See, this is
something.
what I'm trying to, but then
Yeah.
I'm very bad with technologies.
No, you're doing great.
Oh, thank you.
I like the
Here's what
pictures
I'm gonna
you've
do.
chosen so far. You've done a really
Here's
good
what I'm gonna
job.
do, and all of our listeners can use this. Is I'm going to send you I'm going to send you a message
Oh,
that has this picture, and you
a
just look
private
at
chat?
the picture. That's pretty much it. Yes, I'm going to send you that, and because all of our listeners all understand what I'm talking about when I say Randy Orton now has a bit of a he has a goatee. He's
Oh.
I
Uh-oh.
mean, I think you'll be
Wait, did
okay
you
with
send
it.
me the picture?
I have right now.
Okay. Where does
So
the picture come?
the picture will be.
Oh, did you send it to me on Facebook?
I did. So.
Okay. Let me open up my messenger.
So yes, he has
Oh,
changed
okay.
his look a bit. He is in a tag team with another man now who has
Oh
some
boy.
Me Too style allegations against him.
Sure, sure. Well, that goatee does
The Me
say.
Tooers is what they're called, as you'll
You're
learn.
joking, are they really?
No, they're all
Oh,
RK Bro. One guy's a surfer guy, and Randy Orton's very serious, so they're like an odd
RK
couple.
bro.
Because the other guy says bro a lot,
It's like I
but they're good.
this is how I feel about Randy Orton, and this is how I feel about wrestling in this moment. Like stuff like
Tell me.
RK Bro, it's like I hate it and love it in equal measures. I go, it's so fucking stupid and ridiculous, but at the same time, I'm like, oh yeah, it's stupid. I love it. Yeah, okay, so let me just zoom in on some of these picks here. First of all, can I just say 1% of men who have goatees are pulling it off.
Ooh,
So what is this facial hair? I'm not loving. I would rather it was just the mustache, to be honest with you.
why is that?
Um, huh?
Why is that?
I don't know. There's something about when you add the random beard hair in the middle of nowhere with no anchor that just makes it look weird and insane.
Okay.
Again, the odd. Oh, but look at that. There's oh,
There you go. Oh, that's good.
look at that little butt, right?
Looking at
Look,
it on the phone and putting it towards the phone is honestly a good thing because we're having some screen share problems here because of
yeah.
course we are.
I mean, it's not the worst goatee I've ever seen. I don't love it. Like, it's giving me creepy uncle vibes.
Really? So
A
where would you
little
rank them?
bit.
So of the three major eras, we're going to talk about Evolution Randy Orton, Legacy Randy Orton, RK Bro Randy Orton, which I think pretty well divides how he looked in his career, where it's
Yeah.
like steroids young, no steroids, pretty young still, old Randy Orton. What are we thinking?
Also, you just called him old Randy Orton, and I'd like to remind you he is slightly younger than me. So
How old is he?
that's my D. He's 42.
Okay,
I
well then
don't. Oh,
he looks, but
God.
he's the thing. He looks like a 40-something-year-old man, which
I know.
is
I
fine.
feel like he should be at least 1 year older than me. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't, it's a little bit hard in pictures too. Like I'm still looking at pictures of him with the goatee and stuff. It's a little bit hard in pictures to fully appreciate how it's coming off.
Well, he
I
seems to
mean,
be a better person now because like it's all
oh,
the
that's
videos are
interesting.
him with his family. He has like 600 kids
So he
because of course he
looks like a
does.
worse person, but he's actually becoming a better person.
Well, that's what happens when you get uglier. You have to become a better person, Allison.
That's an excellent point.
So, who would you say is the best of these three Randy Orton? Obviously, number three is old man Randy Orton.
Now that I am looking at more pictures of old man Randy Orton, I'm kind of getting into it.
Now that I told you that as well,
He's
I would assume.
now that you told me what?
Well, just I'm saying. Now that I told you he's a better guy, now you're
Oh, I
probably
don't
like,
care about
okay,
that.
okay.
No, I don't care. I don't care, Dylan. I don't care. I
Just as
don't
long
care.
as we're on the.
I want Cody Rhodes to be a nice guy. I assume Randy Orton is just a piece of trash. Uh
How bad? Like, all right. So in your head,
he's
what is
too
he doing?
tan now though. It's like he's like one shade too tan, you know what I mean?
So, but like, as far as him being a bad person, what do you think is the extent of that?
So that's a great question. I think I don't know, and I tried to do a little googling on it today.
You try and
And
prepare.
yes, I did try to prepare a little bit. And I don't know the extent of it. I'll tell you, here is my gut feeling when I look at him. Like he's the kind of guy who loves a bar fight. You kind of
Okay.
have to, that's what I feel like. He's that guy. He loves to have a few beers and be like, just start something with someone, maybe get in a fight. I feel like he's probably a bit of a selfish lover, but gives it to you hard. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't think he's
He's
like
coming in at 100. He's not.
eh,
He's not
right.
easing it in. He's
No,
just like, yeah.
it's yeah. And I I feel like yeah, I feel like he's not thoughtful, and I don't mean that in like a sweet guy. I mean like in any way. Uh and yeah,
Okay.
I feel like he's a bit of a bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could say that.
Why did
Okay,
wait?
that's
Why did
interesting.
he get dishonorably discharged? Do we know what he did in the Marines? Yeah, tell me.
I will look that up again because I want it to be
Okay, be
100%
accurate. I want you to be
correct.
accurate.
But I want to
Like
to
Randy Orton is a guy that, like, yeah, he's hot, and I want to bone him, but I'm also a little afraid he might hurt me. You know what I mean? Like, it's dangerous. He feels dangerous to me.
So what I'm gonna do is add this to the stream here. Now you can
Okay.
see this YouTube video, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now
What's
I'm gonna.
more?
Can you hear that? Can
No,
you? You can't hear the video. Okay. Upsetting.
it is upsetting.
You
Oh, I
share
want to hear what
screen.
she's gonna say.
Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is I'm going to have to do this in a really weird way, where we're going to. So what we're gonna do is for everyone here, I can add this audio.
Okay. And then I'm
to
gonna
the
watch it on
stream,
my
and
phone.
you're gonna watch it. Yeah, you're gonna watch it on your phone. So I just sent you a message again, and it should have. See, this is the thing.
Ooh.
It should have. So you got the message?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're gonna watch this right now.
Was Randy Orton a tool?
Sometimes.
How long does it take to clean viper shit out of a bag?
I don't know. I didn't have to do it personally.
This is the reference to Orton shitting in the Divas bags. This is true? This happened?
I have no idea.
No?
I know about Tanner being thrown in a bag. But I don't know about the poop.
Okay.
For a while, Randy was rude to me, but he got over it. It was when I first came in with in WWE and the Diva search and everything. But other than that, no.
Did you need to talk to him about it, or it's just something that dissipated over time?
Something that just dissipated. After I just continued to take it, nod my head, and go, okay, Randy, you're right. Okay, Randy, you're right. Okay. And then he was like, oh, this is boring. New girl! Yeah. There was a time where in the car with Umaga and Carlito, and we're in the car, and all of a sudden Randy decides to start shooting fireworks at us. And let me just say, that was one of the scariest moments of my life. Because I thought, for sure, something's going to happen. There's going to be a little thing of gas somewhere. The whole freaking car was going to blow up, like out of a movie or something. I was scared.
He was really lighting off fireworks in the car?
Not in the
Driving.
car. At the car.
Oh.
Yeah.
From another car?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm like, thanks,
Is he
dude.
fucking retarded? A little?
I don't know, but that was scary.
Holy shit. JBL.
And he knew. Man.
Okay. Okay. So first of all,
I have to explain shoot interviews to Allison Dorr, which I'm very excited to. So basically, I don't know how you get into it, but you can pay wrestlers money, and then they'll just tell you gossip about, like, you know Soap Opera Digest?
what?
You know, this was
Yeah.
always a magazine that caught my eye at the counter when I was a kid, but Soap Opera Digest? Pretty
Yeah.
much that. Like, just, like, actors
I'll-
on soap operas.
I'll
dishing
pay
about
some
what it's like on
wrestlers
set.
for some gossip.
You could totally start. You have a show on Sirius XM. When does it air?
Monday to Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time on channel 167.
And you can listen to that if you have Sirius XM, which we always recommend to get Sirius XM for our listeners because it's the best way to pay comedians, quite frankly.
Yes, listen to their
But
comedy
you can
channels.
just have
Also, if you get
can
the
have
app,
wrestlers on it
there's
just sexually harassed.
300. Well, here's the thing. I've had a bunch of wrestlers on, but they often don't. I need to
Talk
get
meat.
like they don't. And well, sometimes it's like because there's like a WWE event in town, and so the WWE sets it up, so then they won't say anything.
Big E's not gonna tell you about how long his hog is. He's not gonna be like, "What are you packing down there, you fucking loser?" You gotta phrase it like that too.
Okay, I have
Just
to say,
like how old male DJs would talk to women. That's how
yes,
you have to talk to the men.
yeah, okay. I'll try it.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I've never really gotten anyone to dish before. I've never really dug in that deep. But then a lot of the time they're still affiliated, or else it's like Jake the Snake, who's just sad, right? Like he's everything he says is it's just sad. So he's not going to be like, here's some fun gossip. Um,
Yeah,
next
he's
time
not gonna. Jake the Snake's gonna be like, "You want to know some fun gossip?
no, Jake
Crack
is
cocaine runs my life."
yeah, he's gonna be like, this one time I tried to kill myself. And it's like, oh, Jake, I know it's okay. But like I love him, but like he's sad. He just makes you sad. Next time I talk to Trish Stratus, though, I'm gonna be like, give me some straight up goss.
Oh, Trish Stratus wouldn't do it. You need people like.
No,
who
I
are
mean off
kind
the
of
air
out of
though.
it.
No, I mean off the air.
Oh,
Trish
okay.
Stratus, I think I could maybe get her to tell me some stuff off air. But I don't think, yeah, it's awkward to do that on air too. Like,
So I'm trying to find this video here.
oh, can we talk
But I
about the video we
can't.
just saw?
Yes, sorry. There's another one that's even worse. I guess it's the
Oh,
where I
great.
should end up, but anyway, the video we just saw, you
I
think that's just fun times, a man being a
N-
bro.
Oh no, not at all. I no, what I do think is
Okay, so you think
kind.
that's bad.
I
It
don't love
compares.
that. Oh,
You
great.
don't love it.
Okay, I'm
Scale
excited
1
for
to
it to
10.
get
How
worse.
bad is it?
Okay, can we go through each part? First of all,
Sure.
the pooping in the purse story, which I have heard obviously before.
That's
And
false. That's the fake one.
is it?
That's fake. What he did do was he hit on some girl, and she was like, so she didn't know who he was, and he had already been world champion because they used to just hire models. This is when he was Intercontinental Champion Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And she didn't know who he was, and she's like, "Oh, are you Canadian?" She just was like trying to make. He was like, "No." And then he put baby oil in her bag and shook
Right.
it up.
Okay, so that girl ended up then being part of the Scores reality show,
Really?
Gillette's Search for the Next Sportscaster. And so she
Really?
talked about it, yeah. And
And you met her, and you were like, "This bitch must be lying because that guy is hot."
no, I was just like, well, like she is a little bit, she's a lot, but also I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this is great. This is insane. Can I just say, if he had pooped in the purse, it would be way too much, but also that's hilarious in a way. Like the comedian in me doesn't know where the line
It's
is
kind of
on
sound
that one.
fucked up, but like, if you shit on my clothes,
Yeah.
like if you shit on my so a wrestling prank used to be apparently you would shit in their shoes and then the person will put the shoes on.
Sure. Yeah.
That's bad. But if you shit just in my stuff, unless it's like a beer shit, you can just kind of like wash it well. But like if you put baby oil on my clothes,
No,
you
no,
ruined
that
all my clothes.
well, also if he dumped it in her purse, like the amount of stuff that's ruined in there, like fuck you, man. See, here's the thing. Maybe you are going to ruin Randy Orton for me. Good for you. I already thought he was terrible, and I was a little bit
I
scared
can't
of
wait
him.
for you to get married, and then I'm like, here's an expose on this guy on the show.
That I don't think that's going to happen. I don't really want to get married. It makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, start seeing a cousin, or I don't know your traditions.
What?
I have no idea. Go for it.
No, but then it starts getting annoying because when she's talking about how like he basically goes after the new girl and is a complete asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, welcome to comedy, right? So then I immediately go, fuck this guy. Now I fucking hate this guy. So he's that guy. It does seem a little bit like there's and maybe more than a little bit, there's misogyny in there that I don't care for.
You think?
I think Randy Orton is a misogynist. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone just threw their phone out the window.
I know. They're shocked.
I can't believe it.
What a crazy statement. So yeah, that makes me immediately mad because I go, fuck you. These women can be here just as much as you can. Well, sorry, their dad wasn't in it.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
I get mad.
It's a lot like comedy like that.
But also then guys who do stuff like shooting the fireworks at the other car. Randy, you suck. You suck. And it's super hilarious as long as that other car doesn't run off the road. You know what I mean? Like now I'm thinking I'm equating Randy Orton to guys I know in my personal life that I fucking hate. And the fact that he is hot, it's not fun to be a little bit ashamed of myself for thinking he's hot right now. It's bumming me out. You just bring me on here to bum me out.
Would you still bone him as of right now?
I mean,
You would.
I would. I would just hope no one found out. It's like how I feel about Chet Hanks, right? It's like, oh,
Wow. You're Chet Hanks? That's good.
Chet
like
Hanks
that.
is the biggest idiot in the world, but it's like I'd make out with him and then be like, don't tell anyone, bye.
So, can you see the title of the video I just popped up?
No.
Can you see it now?
Oh, I know about this. Randy Orton says the N-word. Yeah, he was playing a video game, right? Yeah, okay. Racism, real boner killer. Don't love it. I don't know the context that he says it in. I just know he said it.
So I'll send you the video.
Oh boy.
And then if you can
Wow.
I can mute yourself or just 1 second. So everyone's gonna hear the horrible word in 3, 2, 1.
Guess what? Bam, nigga. What? Oh. There we go.
Okay. You can unmute yourself now, Allison.
Okay.
Did you watch the video?
I did.
And what are your comments?
I did. I think Randy thinks he's cool. And
He's a small town. He just reminds me of every small town dude. It's like you're just like, you know who I fucking find hot? The captain of the high school football team.
Oh.
But
Did you bring me on here to feel bad about myself? You know what I'm gonna do,
Merry
Dylan?
Christmas, Allison. Happy holidays.
What a beautiful
Ruined
gift.
everything.
What a beautiful gift. Do you know, the only reason I said yes is because I was like, I love Dylan. I never get to see him. And now I realize this has been a huge torture exercise. I thought we were friends and we're not. Wow. Okay, so
I just want you to know who you support.
I don't
You
think I ever said I supported him. I think
if you looking at images of him, then that helps his career.
Oh, every person that where you look at their image, you're supporting them.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying, Dylan?
Yeah.
Is that's the road you want to go down?
I support mostly in my life. I now realize, I guess I support fitness. I watch a lot of fitness.
Good for you.
Yeah.
The problem is you hear things about Randy Orton and you're like, oh yeah, that guy's probably trash. And then some time goes by and you kind of forget. And then you're like, oh yeah, he's sexy as hell. And then you hear another thing and then you kind of forget. But right now you're mounting the evidence. You're mounting a case against him. And I have to look at everything all together and then go, oh, he's gross.
So this is kind of dumb by me because I kind of like, obviously that's the worst one. Like obviously
sure.
That's the worst one. But he why is it doing that? I'm just trying to find because there's other things he's done. Like he got specifically complained about other wrestlers to get them fired. He complained about Kofi Kingston to kind of taper off Kofi Kingston's push. When Kofi Kingston was like, they basically put him in a feud with Randy Orton. He was beating Randy Orton. He complained about Kofi Kingston. His push got destroyed, which obviously turned out okay for Kofi Kingston. They were going to make, in the end, but like 10 years later, they were going to make Mr. Kennedy the champion until Randy Orton complained about this backdrop and got Mr. Kennedy Kennedy kind of fucked himself over, but like and ended up essentially getting him fired and just would complain. And he was just kind of like a silver spoon guy. He knew where he was in the company and would use that against people within the company. And only now, so like just to phrase everything, now is the time he's the most liked. And he said the N-word recently. That's how much of a piece of shit he was.
I have to hand it to you, Dylan. You did it again.
Was it the racism or was it the joblessness?
It's the cumulative, and then also realizing, oh, I know guys like him, and I hate those guys, and no matter how hot they are, I would never. You know what I mean?
He's very hot.
But it doesn't matter now.
No, it does not. So this
It
is
doesn't
obviously
matter. And if you're the kind of person who will do stuff like that, like Randy, either get it on your own merits and shut your mouth. But trying to push women out by just being a dick to the new girl, fuck you. I've experienced that. That makes me hate you so much. Then trying to get your fellow wrestlers fired, then being racist, then being it's like it's too much now. Now you're not hot anymore. I don't want to bite your thighs anymore.
Yeah, well, also like just like classic shit, like being rejected by a woman and then just throwing a drink on them.
Are you joking? Oh,
That's an allegation as well.
oh, and you just know it's true. Like, of course it is. Oh
So I'll
God,
read
now
this
I
out.
hate him.
I want to say this. This was donated by Nerd Wrestle. No Context Wrestler Review sent us some good stuff,
Okay,
as did Nelt Driver 89. This is all on Twitter. I ask. Dark Letterman also sent us some stuff. I basically was like, I didn't say
it's a good
directly
name.
ruin this person for
Yeah.
my friend, but I did not say it. So I'll read this whole thing. The trainer told me go to the men's locker room and grab 2 ibuprofen, which I did. This is a diva talking about our experience with Randy Orton. He told me what to do. I did it, and some ice. So when I was on the plane on the way back to Alaska, we had more matches there, more TV to tape. I was laying across 3 seats. We were all sleeping, and I'm going to go ahead and call people out because this is a truthful video. Randy Orton decided to come up behind my chair, and he slammed into it like a linebacker so hard that I landed on the floor of the airplane. And then he said to me, "You're going to learn." I didn't understand what he was talking about. So I turned around, went back to sleep. I was awoken by someone pouring a drink in my face. So he immediately popped up. I looked at it. I saw Edge, yes, you Edge, with a particularly dark drink in his hand. There was a little bit left, and it was the same color that was basically all over me. So I stood up in the airplane seat, and I was eye to eye with him, and I said, "Do you have a problem with me?" He goes, "What are you talking about?" Of course he denied it, but the drink was in his hand. So I said, "Come on. You want to fight me? Let's go. You want to be a man? Go ahead. Let's go. Fight me. You want to pour a drink on me?" And he kept denying it, but I know he did it. I saw the cup in his hand. At the end of the day, did I deserve it because I took 2 ibuprofen that a trainer told me to take and some ice to the guy's locker room? I don't think so. So when I got to Alaska, Shane McMahon was there. We were all getting our bags, and I was done. I felt like I couldn't continue in that environment where people really had no respect for me. They had all their reasons, but I don't think taking 2 ibuprofen for someone to call you names, try and physically harm you, and pour a drink in your face. There's an entire video below. Below that, like another shoot interview. But basically, it's like there was a speaking out movement.
Yeah.
And Randy Orton. But like the thing is about Randy Orton, people were like, "Oh yeah, we know." Does that make sense? Because it wasn't
that's
surprising because of the way he looks, so he kind of gets a pass. Does that make sense?
well. Also, listen, and being good looking is you get away with more, and if you're doing well in the company, you get away with more, and if you're uh people will give really only men get that pass. And oh God, yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, he hit a woman to the floor. And Alison Dora wants to have sex with him.
Not anymore. Not
Wow.
anymore. You did it, Dylan. You did your job. I'll say
We're
this
gonna
also.
do another
This
episode with you, and it's going to be why you should have sex with Ted DiBiase Jr. And Ted
I
DiBiase
welcome
is
it.
going to get some mail.
I'll say this too. It's this kind of hazing shit that drives women out of male dominated industries, and there's always a justification, and it's she can't take it, she shouldn't be here in the first place or whatever. And it happens to men too on some level, but it's just like, again, the being a woman in comedy, it's like, ew, all this feels so familiar, and fuck these guys. And so many guys
Especially
get away
that
with it in
time
comedy.
period too.
Yeah.
It's very of that time.
Yeah.
And it's the weird thing is, it feels like, imagine if you're women, because women in comedy get into it obviously because they like comedy and they're doing it for free at the start. But like these women were paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and then I guess like fucking tackled from behind on an airplane.
Well,
so, like,
and
there's also the
just
thing where it's like maybe that girl makes almost the same amount of money as Randy Orton, and he feels threatened or angry by that.
well, and he just he seems like the kind of guy, now that I have more information, yeah, that likes to wield power and abuse it and try to push people to the edge, and he gets off on that stuff, and that's super gross.
So we can say this: he's he likes having power.
But
Like
wields it
casually
irresponsibly.
Let's say casually racist.
Yeah.
I know we're two white people talking about this, but like casually racist.
Yeah,
but,
he
like,
wasn't, when he said the N-word, he was trying to be cool. He wasn't
trying to be
like
cool and funny.
aggressively saying it to another person.
He's
It's
a country racist. He's like,
it's
I'm not
yeah, it's,
racist. Sometimes I say it for fun.
yeah.
Anyway,
He's
yeah.
not aggressively white hooding it, but it's like, well, you're still racist.
Yeah, but he could be swayed for sure.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
He could be
I
swayed.
agree.
So let's say casually racist, bad towards women, and then like just kind of like a shithead. But these are all stories about him and women.
Yeah.
All of them are stories about him and women. So, okay, so that's 3. So now that you have that in your heart, I want you to... Let's rate Randy Orton's best body features. What do you think? Number 1? What do you think number 1 is?
No, I don't.
Thighs? You said thighs.
I don't want to.
Thighs?
I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm going to re-edit this episode so that this part goes first, and then you're like, oh, he's hot, and then you list how hot he is.
No, it's... Why didn't I record it on my end, too?
Did you see that he said the N-word? And you'll be like, yeah. Anyway, those thighs don't lie.
Yeah.
That'll be how the episode sounds.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you for being a good friend.
Randy Orton's tied with, I'm going to have to say Hitler is the hottest guy. That's going to be how it sounds.
I thank you for saying that so that then I can take that quote out of context.
There's literally an account called No Context Wrestler Review. So
coming in,
out of context.
Okay, coming into this, because the difference for me between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, it's like, okay, part of me wants to bone Randy Orton. I want to date Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean? It's different.
Ooh.
And so when you ruined Cody Rhodes for me, it was more, I thought that was the devastating one. And I was like, I already think Randy Orton's an asshole. Like, you can't ruin him. And yet you were like, oh, Allison, hold my beer. And now...
I did not say hold my beer.
You implied it with your attitude. And I think I feel worse about this one than I do with Cody Rhodes. Because with Cody Rhodes, it's kind of just like neck tattoo going in this weird direction. But I loved him, so I thought that was the pain. But in this, you were like, Allison, you opened this with talking about how you wanted to get all up on this legitimate nightmare of a human being.
Yeah.
So in
this
this one,
long enough on how you wanted to bone him and like really set that stage before he said the N-word and he punched a woman.
You really let me marinate.
And
you let me talk about his skin.
Room, so I'm doing it quietly.
And now I'm filled with shame. Like after you ruined Cody Rhodes, I was just a bit bummed out. You know what I mean? Because he's not like a bad person. He's just moving in a weird direction. But now I'm filled with shame because Randy Orton is a garbage fire.
He's not a good guy. Cody Rhodes is a good guy. He's just misguided.
Yeah.
So who else do you find attractive that we could try and ruin?
Well, honestly, I was trying to think like who's Dylan going to ruin for me next, and then I was like, I mean, who else? Look, there's other. First of all,
2012 era, 2013 WWE guys.
Well, I'll tell you, going back further, like obviously, like my number one has always been, and I carry a picture of him in my wallet. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You can't ruin him. I won't. No. Well, maybe I would let you try.
You could try. He's like a really religious guy. So I'm sure there's some weird things he's tweeting.
Oh, well, I don't want to know about that.
I mean, you will though. That's the whole point of this thing is to ruin
that is the point of this thing
for you.
I honestly think this might have been the best one because now I'm like, oh, I hate myself.
Because what did you think he would do? You thought he was like, I spray painted the word shit on a truck. But instead
Well,
he was
no,
like,
I knew
I walked up to a guy who wasn't from this country and told him what he should do.
Yeah, I knew he was a dick, and I knew he was a bit of like one of those guys. But I guess I thought I was like, well, look, I'm separating it in my mind. I don't know what I thought, but it's the way you, again, it's the way you piled up all the evidence. And then we're like, do you like that, Allison?
Well,
And now
you
I'm like,
thought he
no,
was
I
Judd
don't.
Nelson from The Breakfast Club, and
Like a
he's
little
more
bit.
just like, yeah, and then he's more just like every assistant captain of a junior A hockey team.
Yes.
Or it's just like, oh, she won't fuck me? I'm going to fucking take a shit in her
Yeah.
toilet, break into her
Ew.
fucking house.
Oh, God.
Stupid bitch.
I think this one hurts more because you've made me hate myself in the process.
Hey, man, this is the thing, is that if you're going to come on here and
Yeah.
just grade men by
Yeah.
their bodies, you got to be
Yeah.
prepared to be a man by when someone tells you they're racist, you go, that's horrible. I would still
Yeah.
bang them, though. And I know a lot of men who have done that.
You know, a lot of men.
Full N-word, girl says the N-word, and they're like,
Sure.
you are reprehensible. We're going to have sex, though.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
not
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
of them. John
I-
Hastings is.
Sure.
Just
I-
sure.
That tracks.
We've all seen him use the word, and we've all seen him.
He's
Right,
questionable.
Allison?
He's questionable. He's a questionable human
He's
being. I'm
questionable.
not going to deny that.
There
I'm
you
not
go.
going to deny that.
That's why he's out this week.
I noticed that he's never here when I am.
Well, he's
I
never
find
here
that
because
interesting.
He doesn't. He makes it appear. He makes it a point to never talk to women in like a direct way. There always
Yeah.
has to be another man there. He says it cleanses his palate.
Interesting. Okay, so now you're kind of just ruining John for me as well. So that's fun. That's not. I like that.
It's like sushi. If he talks to a woman, he needs a man there. That's like men are the ginger. They reset his
Gotcha.
palate.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
He gets too
yeah.
confused if he sees two women at the same time. He starts having a nosebleed, small stroke.
I have seen his nose bleed out of nowhere before.
It's true. It's true. But but yeah. So The Rock, what you would say, is your number one. So
I mean, he's kind of a lifelong. He's too thin now. You know what I mean? It's not enough body fat.
Thin.
He's not enough body fat. I don't mean thin. I mean not enough body fat.
So you're talking about like the walking taller Rock when he was like a real human being. Now he's just like steroids.
Yeah. And just veins
Just a
and
monster.
cuts and just I don't mind the big muscles, but I like a little bit. We need a little bit of fat over top, a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't like veinies. I don't like. I'm not a 6-pack kind of gal. I like just add a little bit. You know, if The Rock could bump it up to like 10% body fat, I'd be really really excited.
So can I get this before you go?
Yeah.
What's the number one era of Randy Orton looks wise before I ruined him for you?
Yeah, probably Legacy.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about.
I mean, look, the first picture you showed us, showed me. Don't get me wrong, I like that. It's a little bit more wholesome. It's a little bit more clean cut. But yeah, Legacy was very like he was very sexy.
All that shit.
Yeah.
He was doing all that shit when he was the wholesome, clean cut guy who had got kicked out of the Marines.
Yeah. No, he was again. Now I know better, Dylan. But you're asking me. I'm not going to have sex with Randy Orton, okay? Because it was a possibility. It was a possibility before. It was
on the table before.
It was a possibility before, and now it's not.
So Cody Rhodes.
Can you imagine Randy
Cody
Orton?
Rhodes or Randy Orton?
Randy Orton would look at me and be like, "Who's this tubby bitch?" Like it would, you know what I mean? But also, I think it's important for everyone to know I wouldn't do him now either.
You imagine Randy Orton just throwing pills at you? No. So mad, throwing all the old pills.
Gross. Well, here's the thing. Even if I met Randy Orton in real life before we had this conversation, I feel like his attitude and everything, I'd be like, oh no. Like, I feel like he only works for me through the television. But what did you say? Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, what?
Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes.
Oh, no, it's always Cody Rhodes.
It's always been Cody.
Oh, Cody's always number one. Like, Randy is sexier in an overt way, but like Cody Rhodes is the total package.
So you got Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, The Rock. There's no one else.
Oh no, there's tons.
Who's like another one?
I'm
Because I'd
trying
love
to
to have
think.
you on again to talk about someone who's like,
There's no one that like I think I was super crazy about, but there's like times with John Morrison, I was like,
John Morrison. We could do that.
wouldn't mind.
I don't
Um,
think that John Morrison is a bad person either. So that would be an interesting
God, I
episode.
hope not.
There'd be no conflict.
I
It'd be
don't.
horrible.
See if you can wreck him for me. You know what I'm gonna do actually from now on because I've really been. I took a step back from dating because I
I
make
could
bad
see him being an
choices.
anti-vaxxer. He's very into parkour.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. And that's a problem for me. Um, no, but so we all. I mean, Dylan, you know, I've made bad dating choices, and I
Oh,
tried
I
to
know.
take a. I tried,
We know.
why do I tell you things? We I tried to take a step back, you know, I'm working on that in the old therapy, but I think what I'm going to do from now on is just if I am going to date someone, I'm just going to be like you have to meet Dylan first.
Oh, and then I dig up.
And then you try to ruin them for me so that this stuff all comes out in advance and I don't go down that rabbit hole, you
If
know?
possible, on your show, I think.
Sure.
I could be like, well, answer to this. Why do you say the N-word on Twitch so much?
Oh
They'll be like,
God.
it just adds some spice to my streams, man. Spice it up.
Boo.
Spice it
Okay,
up.
I don't like this impression you're doing, like as if that's what I date.
You don't think... I think who you date and who you're attracted to is like someone with like one good feature, but then they have like frosted tips or something. Like some tragic thing. You
Oh
just, like,
God, you're
fully
not
ignore.
wrong. You're not wrong. Again, I'm in therapy, guys. I'm working really hard on this issue. I don't know what's wrong with me. But can I tell you, actually, if I was gonna try to date someone who is a wrestler, like not, but like in real life, like not if they were a wrestler. I'm not trying to date a WWE wrestler. You know what I mean?
You couldn't.
But did you
I
say
don't
I
mean that-
couldn't?
Well, because I meant that as a travel schedule thing. Honestly, I don't
That
think
better not be a reflection of me.
Hey, anytime I see anyone talk about, oh, these guys are dating, it's like, how?
Yeah.
You have to give up your whole life.
I'll be honest. I like the idea of dating someone who's only in town like every 6 months. I have a lot to do.
So you want to bang.
No,
But biannually.
I would like to have a boyfriend who just leaves town for a few weeks at a time.
Mm.
And then I don't feel like, oh man, I should spend more time with my boyfriend. Anyway, no, but like Daniel Bryan or Brian Danielson, I
He
feel
seems
like
like a great guy.
that's a guy I date. I tend to gravitate towards shorties. Yeah, he seems he's a cute. Don't wreck him for me
Okay.
though. I don't want you to wreck him
Well, you know what we could do?
because he's too real. Cody
we could
Rhodes,
do-
I don't have a chance. Randy Orton, I don't have a chance. These are fun fantasies to have, right? Not that I have not that I'm saying I have a chance with Daniel Bryan, but I'm
He
just
is
saying like
married he's married to one of the Bella twins.
Bella's. I know. I'm
And
not out of the loop,
you could
Dylan.
break up
I
that
keep a
marriage.
track of who's doing what.
I
But
just wanna
he
say this.
looks like I would like. There's a similar guy in real life that I would date. That you know what I mean? He's
There's
too real.
There's a growing number of people online, and by growing number, I'm probably talking about 100 exactly,
Okay.
who are, for some reason, my timeline, due to what I look at and what I tweet, has recommended me is basically there's this open debate in a new wrestling company called All Elite Wrestling, where they're talking about who the hottest guy in that company is. So
Are
what
you
we'll do
explaining
is-
to me what AEW is?
Well, I'm trying to explain to the whole audience.
Okay. All right. Good.
So AEW, the new hottest guy there. So what we'll do is we'll have you on to talk about who's the hottest in AEW.
Okay.
We'll,
Yeah.
Hook. Well, these are legitimate children, but who cares? You're perv.
Okay, but are they over 20?
Hook. Yeah, they're all over 20.
They're not legitimate children. I'm not rating a 12-year-old. You know what I mean?
You're looking at pictures on your phone.
I'm
of
googling.
him?
I'm googling Hook right now.
AEW. Google
Okay,
Hook
because if you put
AEW.
Hook wrestler, Taz comes up first.
Well, that's because it's Taz's son, and you will not believe what this kid
Oh.
looks like. You will not
Yeah,
believe it.
okay.
Hook. People talk about Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, and of course, Arn Anderson. There's a lot of stuff about how Arn Anderson's a hunk. He's not. Anyway, Hook. You seen Hook?
Is he called Hook because he looks like one of the Lost Boys from the movie?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not really my jam.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's
People think he's hot. Allison Dora's saying not. You want to know why? You what Hook's never done. Said the N-word on Twitch. So
Dylan, I hate you. No, he's cute, but he's not. I mean, maybe pictures don't do him justice.
But he looks like a teenager.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He looks very young, so that's weird too.
So we'll have to find some men for Allison to decide if they're attractive or not. And then
What's CM Punk doing?
he's in AEW.
Is he bad? Is he a bad person?
He's annoying.
Okay, but not bad. Oh, actually, who
Although
could hit
he did
it?
sue his own best friend. That's not
Really?
good. Yeah, we will talk about that next time. You know what?
Okay, let's talk
CM
about
Punk
this.
is actually a very good episode to have. CM Punk, is he hot or is he not?
He's that's one of the. I think that's the only wrestling T-shirt I have. Is CM Punk?
Is CM Punk?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant CM Punk. Is he hot or is he not? Your
Oh
shirt.
no, that's amazing. I will get that shirt made and then I'll have whatever this podcast is called on the back.
Well, you have to put a number from 1 to 10, and the way you make the shirt your own is you circle which one you think it is.
Do you know who I think is
It's
a
called
super?
the Wrestler of You. Jesus
No, I
Christ.
know what it's called. I was just being an asshole. Do you know who I think is a super cute cutie who knows John Hastings and many of
Colt
our
Cabana?
friends? Love him.
That's who CM Punk sued?
Did he really? I feel like I knew this, but I forgot about it.
I don't know the specifics of the case, and obviously we have like a friendly relationship
Yeah.
with Mr. Cabana, so we
Mr.
don't want to
Cabana.
be. I mean, he prefers to be called by his name, so you got to do him that justice. And yeah, I don't know anything about it other than like
Huh.
the dude. I mean, I know the dude too, and he was in Scotland, and he was super down, and he's a nice guy. So
Okay, so that's a crush I can keep. That's a Dylan approved crush.
oh, Colt Cabana, yeah, you could meet him
Great. Hook
and
it up.
sexually harass him in person. You could
I
Randy
don't-
Orton him.
I never sexually harass people to their faces. I
You could be
only
like, "Hey, you wanna
objectify
do
men
something after
behind their
this?" And he
backs.
says no, and then you just put baby oil on him and shove a bunch of ibuprofen down his throat.
Yeah. See, I'm not an insane Randy Orton person, so I
Shoot a
wouldn't
bunch
do
of
that.
firecrackers at him, light his house on fire, take a shit on his lawn.
I'm not doing any of that. I don't want to do
No?
any of that.
I really would like that. Oh, anyway, this has been a great episode. You're an amazing person. Where can we find you on Twitter? Where can we find you every day?
I like that after you made me hate myself and be filled with shame, you're like, you're a great person.
Well,
Where
usually
can we find you?
This episode has punchlines or like
Yeah.
like definitive punchlines, but this is more like a Succession type comedy where
Yes.
I just slowly took something from one of my friends, which is very good for me. Feels good.
Yeah, I mean,
I want my kids sleeping in the next room, so I'm being very quiet.
I'm not gonna lie, this one was a shocker. I thought it was gonna go different. So you can follow me on Twitter at Allison Dore,
At
Or-
Allison Dore.
ALLISONDORE, or on Instagram at allison.door. Or you can follow my comedy record label, Howl and Roar Records, at Howl_Roar on everything.
Is there a website or something that? So I just put Allison's Twitter handle up there. Is there any a website or anything that everyone can go to see all of Howl and Roar's albums, listen to them for free or something?
Howlandroarrecords.com
Mhm.
is where you can go. And you can't
So
listen to them for free. That's what Spotify's for.
Okay, just
Fucking pay to download them.
use that, pay for them, or obviously get SiriusXM Radio. Listen to Allison. Listen. To
Also,
me.
yeah, listen to me on the breakdown. I need more people to listen. I have no idea how many listeners we have, but
They don't track it. It's like Netflix. It's great.
they're tracking some
They
stuff
do.
now, but it's so anyway. But that's my dream job and I love it. So it's the breakdown with Allison Dore, Monday to Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, channel 167.
Whoa! And they're gonna ask wrestlers about their dicks eventually.
Never.
Thank you very
I've
much. for
never
coming on,
asked a
Allison.
wrestler about his dick.
No, I said they're
Also,
going
never
to,
asked a
Allison.
wrestler about his dick.
No, I said they're
Also,
going to eventually.
I'm the one who doesn't care about their dicks, Dylan. You're the one that seems to be obsessed with how big their dicks
I'm a
are.
man. That's all we know how to judge men by is size. We need direct
Okay.
size. Taz, very small dick. Everyone's upset at me. I said everyone. 2 guys are upset at me. They said, he's got a big dick. I said, look at the matches. He's got tiny little balls, tiny little dick. Good for him, though.
It's science. It's science.
It's science. He's Italian, too, so it doesn't make any sense. Italians supposed to have big dicks.
Are they?
That's another thing. I don't know. It's just another weird thing I've said.
Hey, I just want every guy out there to know I don't care how big your dick is. Okay?
Allison doesn't care how big your dick
Actually,
is.
I care if it's too big. Ugh, don't.
No Randy Orton's in here.
I don't know. When people are like, "Oh, Liam Neeson," I'm like, it's terrifying. I'm never.
Makes it bigger. Oh, that was a weird thing about that's what Randy Orton, that's such a secret to it.
So Liam Neeson,
Has a big dick.
he has a big dick, but also remember he said that weird racist thing
Ooh.
where he talked about his friend who was raped by a black guy, and then he said he just wanted to go out and beat up all the black guys, and it was like, dude, that's not.
Liam
You
Neeson's
can't.
also in a movie, The Kinsey Scale. You familiar with that?
I haven't seen the movie, but I know who Kinsey was.
Okay, yeah. So Kinsey, there's a movie. Liam Neeson was in it, and they made a part in the movie about how big Kinsey's dick was,
Interesting.
which just seemed like. Plus, if they're writing a movie about me, tell them I had a huge hog, and they're like, I guess we'll try and add that in.
Oh,
But
Dylan, how big is your dick? I feel
What?
rude that I haven't asked since you've been
5
talking about.
inches.
That's fine.
It gets in there. That's why I took my wife to the Motel 6, try to give her the old Motel 5. You know what I mean?
Oh,
She said no.
Okay, well,
She was
we know
upset.
you got her at least once, so good for you.
Very potent.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. From my 5-inch penis to the rest of the world here.
I
Thanks so
have
much
a
for listening,
micro.
guys. Yeah, you have a really small one.
I have a really small penis.
So thank you so much for listening, guys. Now here's the boring part where I plug our stuff. We'll be back at some point with our episode on Jerry McDivitt, who is the lawyer for the WWE, because we're tired of talking about wrestlers. And in the new year, we're going to try and have guests. More guests like Allison, some other people. I don't fucking know. Who fucking cares, right? You can join us on Patreon, patreon.com/wrestler review. Get your mugs. Get your we're going to have t-shirts, I think. We'll have to get new logos, but get t-shirts.
I'll buy a
T-shirts,
t-shirt.
Allison?
I buy nothing but merch when it comes to t-shirts. I'll buy a t-shirt.
Yeah, so there's 2 ways to do it. You can join for 3 months for our $10 tier, and then you get a mug that says "This is Jizz" on the side of it.
I've seen the
Or
mug.
for $20 to $25, you can get a regular mug. I'm going to create another tier, so you can have the video and everything, but you just don't get the mug, and it's going to be more. It's going to be $11. You have to pay an extra dollar
Right.
to not
get the mug.
because you have a family.
Do I have to subscribe to your Patreon to get the t-shirt, or can I just
No,
buy
you
it?
can get them on Redbubble.
Great.
The link will be in the episode link. There's also Redbubble we have, and we're on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestler Review. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at Dylan Gott. Thank you so much for doing this with me, Allison, and I hope you had a fun time, because I really did. Thanks so much.
I had a really fun time.
Thanks so much. 1, 2, 3, and now.